welcome to Worth the War. My name is Kimmy. The purpose of Worth the War is rethinking love and relationship and sparing hearts by preventing abuse. If you think we can do a better job with love and relationship, then you found the exact right channel. We would love to have you join us by subscribing and just joining us on the other platforms we have listed below. We are developing a community that is going to make a difference, and we'd love to have you come along. So this video is going to be a fun one for people that love to watch celebrities. And if you're wondering why I would want to look at a high-profile breakup between celebrities in my mid-50s, I can tell you that I can't think of a better place to learn about how our culture approaches love and relationship than how we respond to relationships in the celebrity world. So today we're going to talk about a very high-profile breakup between Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez, at which point then Justin Bieber pretty quickly married Hailey, now Bieber. So let's talk about why this matters. There's three major points that we're going to cover here, and the third one may very well determine whether or not you, yourself, will actually fall victim to an unhealthy or abusive relationship based on ideas that you hold. So this won't be a really long one, so bear with me because the last one's probably the most important of all. The truth is I spent about 10 minutes on Instagram looking. There were 306,000 posts, Jelena. Okay, so that's the group of people who believe that Justin and Selena are meant to be. There were 45 Instagram accounts dedicated to Jelena. Some of them with things like Jelena or die, or Jelena, they will be back together, and they were, just kind of tributes to this relationship with a strong sense of surety that that relationship will be resurrected. If you hop on YouTube and you go through search and you just put in Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber or Hailey Bieber, any of the combination of the three, you're going to see that almost daily, if not daily, definitely weekly, there are videos on just that subject. Often, literally, they don't even say anything. They'll get thousands of views, and all they will do is regurgitate past things, but people just are obsessed with these people. And there's actually one that's just about Hailey Bieber liking something on Selena Gomez's Instagram account, a video about that. So you're getting the idea. This is a phenomenon. I actually reached out to the publicists of these three individuals, not because I wanted to sensationalize, but because I believe that all three have a strong ability to help spare hearts because of what they've endured. And I'll explain that more, but I can't think of anybody who could probably explain the fallout of an unhealthy view of love and relationship than those three, because they've not only experienced it individually, but they've experienced it at the hands of millions of other people. And I think it's probably something that if at some point in their career they wanted to speak out about, they could probably make a big impact on their culture by talking about these things. So first one is empathy needs a comeback. When you look at the things that are being said about all three of them, and I have a special heart for Hailey Bieber in that this is a young woman whose greatest crime was stepping in after a greatly beloved love affair and falling in love with the gentleman that I'm sure was ready to move on and presented himself as ready to move on. And she fell in love with them, and she is hated immediately by millions of people. So the lack of empathy in that, and I think we can all agree that social media gives us a degree of separation from the hearts of people. I don't know anybody that argues that that's a good thing. But one of the things that we can do as individuals is when we think about people as celebrities is remember, we just know the peeling on the orange. We don't know. Nobody but Justin and Selena know at what point one or both of them decided it was time to move on and actually make that a permanent move. None of us know what that situation is. None of us know what their relationship was like behind closed doors. And for us to act like we do is to buy a promotional package that absolutely leaves us open for creating fantasies. And I don't know how much time people have to pursue fantasies about other people, but probably that time could be better spent building healthy relationships with people that we know. So the other thing is we cannot judge from the outside. So if that's just a sliver of their lives, we can't pronounce what they are going to need to be happy. And yet that's what's happening. So why do these kind of things even matter to us? I believe that the real main message that this couple and these three people can teach us, small little hearts that are following us, and any generation in between, The idea of a soulmate that you're doomed to love no matter what you choose, no matter what the state of the relationship is a super dangerous belief that is very commonly held. Let's imagine for a second, and I'm not accusing anyone, but let's imagine it was an abusive relationship. Okay, so I know that that's been allegations, but let's just assume for a second that one of those allegations is true, is abusive. If that were true, and you still have hundreds of thousands of millions of people that are pulling for them to get together, what does that say about us? What it says is that the reality of the relationship isn't as important as the image that we bought. It also says that we don't really think that being happy and healthy in a relationship is as important as the fact that it's predestined to be, and no matter what you do or say, nothing will change that. Now let's just assume for a second that I'm wrong and that they are meant to be. Think about the fallout. As of right now, the fallout on Justin Bieber's wife would be devastating. Let's say in a couple years they add a couple children to that. Do we really want to be part of something that believes that everything comes back around again, even if it costs another person's entire life? And then what if there's the group of people who think that relationship is the one, what do they call them, Hailey? That relationship is the one that's going to last forever. So basically you have warring factions of people who believe in soulmates, who believe in happily ever after, even if there's a great fallout. And the last thing for us to kind of learn from this is when it comes to people choosing to be in relationships, if the number one reason that they're with somebody isn't because it's a healthy, thriving, compatible relationship, but rather because they met them and they believe by some deep-hearted conviction that they are meant to be forever, then what's the purpose of even hoping to have a healthy relationship? Because you don't have the choice to make it happy, because if it's doomed, it's doomed. And think of all the beautiful times and years and moments that you would miss not enjoying where you are because deep down you held a conviction that you were supposed to be with somebody else. How much fallout, how much loss are we willing to accept in these kinds of situations? I hope some of these things will help us to be able to take a situation like this and look at these people and realize these are just people. They just want to live out their lives. They want to get through the medical issues they have to deal with. They want to get through the emotional and spiritual struggles that they have to deal with. Can't we support them knowing that we are not on the inside, but we love the things they produce, the beautiful art that they do in modeling, the beautiful music, the beautiful things that they do for TV and for movies? Can't we love those things about them and not feel somehow cheated when they don't choose to live a life that we want to put our stamp of approval on? We don't want to like their partner. At what point did we really kind of sign on to think that becoming someone who cares about what a celebrity produces means we somehow have a vote on the way they live their lives? Maybe it's time we really think about some of these things and realize that loving someone, even in the terms of a celebrity kind of love, means giving them the freedom to make their own choices. I hope something here has illuminated some of the thought processes that we're seeing in today's culture. I hope that we can see some people that might just start pulling for celebrities like they would a brother or a friend and want good for them, including being able to go out to dinner without being dissected, or have a day that's bad and they cry and they won't be told that we know why you're crying. Seems to me we've lost a lot when it comes to humanity, and maybe this whole Jelena thing might be one good step in the right direction to say, maybe it's time we rethink it. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I do hope you'll join our community. It would be wonderful to have you along. We are going to spare hearts, but we can't do it alone. Take care.